Alright, so like I said, we're going to get into some projects today to get things done. I'm going to come out here and I'll show you what we're going to start with. We're going to start here with the tractor that I got from my brother-in-law for free. I got the old drive belt off it because it was slipping like crazy. And as you can see, that's very shiny, glossy. Not very good at all, but I'm going to take sandpaper and scuff it down so it'll actually have some grip to it again and get this thing working and moving so my brother-in-law can use it to do things he needs to do. And then we're going to take this tractor here, which I bought a year ago for 50 bucks. It was a set. We've got this one and an old Murray, which I tore apart for parts. I gotta fix the starter button on this one because it's really loose. I don't know if you can see that or not. But yeah, I gotta tighten that up so it'll start. And then I'm gonna take the mower deck that was under that tractor and mount it under this one and make it work under here. This is a much sturdier tractor and better for doing everything that I need to do with it. That tractor, which I just showed you, that one, will be much better for what my brother-in-law needs. He did have that old one there, but that one's just old and worn out, and yeah, it's more of a fight to keep it going every day than it's worth. So there's the projects we're going to get going on. So I will bring you guys right back once I get ready and get going. Alright, so we're going to get this show on the road. And we're going to hope that my stuff's working the way it's supposed to this morning. First thing we'll do is lift the front of the tractor up so I can get under it. Once I get the belt scuffed up, which I'll show you all that fun-filled process too. Not gonna be anything real special or fancy, that's for sure. Just gonna take my grinder with a flop disc on it and scuff the edges a little bit until I get around to going to buy a good belt for this thing. It will need one eventually. But yeah, it's all just a work in progress. This machine I think will be a much better tractor for my brother-in-law to put her around the yard with and haul his wagons and do his gardening thing. That other tractor's so old and worn out, I'm constantly having to do repairs on it. So I'll just pull it apart and make it into a parts buggy. Yeah, that should do just fine. I get this board under there. We got something to lay it on. And I need an extension cord and my grinder. Flip it around the other side. Oh yeah, that's good enough for that. Not something that you're just doing at home, but you know, this will get me by until I can get to town and buy a belt for it. And he'll be able to start using the machine, which is all I really care about at this point. I gotta grab some sandpaper and climb underneath it. Oh, yeah. Life has been hectic. That's why there ain't been no videos being put out. All right, turn this other camera on. All right, so let's climb down around here. Oh, good lord. I probably gotta grab my light so you can actually see better too. But I think it's adjusted in good enough so it'll pick up what I'm doing. I'm going to quickly scuff very drive pulleys. I didn't machine that for all I have today. She's a little bit on the rusty side, but you know, I'm a little bit on the rusty side too. So this is the first very drive system that I've ever actually played with. In all honesty, I was honestly gonna make this into a slam mower. Was my original thoughts for it. By getting rid of the regular drive pulleys up there, putting a centrifugal clutch up there, and then running the belts like they're supposed to be. That would give me this centrifugal clutch up front for more variation of speed. Plus these being able to move would give me that extra, which who knows? I might find him a better tractor for doing what he wants to do, then I'll still do that with this. Nothing's ever set in concrete. But for now, this will give him a machine that he can do stuff with. All right, so that's cleaned up good enough. Now, That's the reverse forward neutral. Okay, cool. So let's flip you around. Hopefully you're getting the view you need. And we can take this bolt out. I left it loose somewhere I threw it apart last time. Now the running question would be, why am I taking this mower and tearing it apart to do something different with it when it was a perfectly good running and working lawnmower? And I guess I really don't have a good answer for that question, other than I'm sick of fighting with that old tractor. So I want to give my brother-in-law something a little bit more dependable. That'll start and run every day and do what it's supposed to. Uh, which is a good thing. He's got a bunch of gardening stuff he's doing, and he needs a machine that he can just come out and turn the key on and be able to make it go vroom. Do all his composting stuff that he does, and garden supplies, whatever he needs. So he can do his thing. Ow. And yes, I'm back to fighting with this other drive pull here, trying to get it to cooperate with me. So far, it's winning the battle. Stay up there, you stupid pulley. I really hate it when tractors argue with you and win. Yeah, I got one. Both sides of that are in. Good. Now, switch you guys around again. Get you there where you can hopefully see what I'm attempting to do here. All right. Now, we'll go in search of a tool and see if I can't find what I need. Oh, Lord. I'm really getting tools with this line of work. Now, how much of a pain in the butt do you think it's going to be to find everything I need? Probably more than I want to admit. Is that? But now I need the other end for my impact driver. Look at that. That was almost easy. All right. So let's come out this ramp again. Get back under here for a second. Oh, I'll get this secured. Take this thing and put that back in place. All I gotta do is get this other drive belt on here again. Which is just more of the fun of putting this here. And getting this belt into this point, which I'm laying in the wrong position to do. I think my battery's gonna run out in a minute, so if I lose y'all, sorry. God damn it. Come on, you motherfucker. Oh, that's gonna get edited out. There. Drive system's all back together. Now I'm good to go with that. So I will shut this off and see what happens. Now, okay, let's stop this video for a minute also. All right, so we're gonna do the second half of this little tractor here. And let it down and take it for a test drive. And see if it works any better than it did with the belt the way it was. Hopefully it does. We'll find out. Then we can get into the fun of the other tractor. Ouch. Like I said, in this one, it was just showing what I was doing to quickly fix this belt to hopefully make it work better. We'll find out as I take it for a test drive here. So for this part of this video, we're going to call this good, and I'm going to use the other camera and go for the test run. down here. That's what's going to be picking up rocks and sticks and stuff. One right down there. We'll be driving down there next. Okay, well that was a fun little joyride. I'll bring you all back in a few. Alright, so here we go again. On to the next machine. I have a video on here of the other one driving. It doesn't do good in the lower gears. If I put it up into a higher gear, it moves fine, which just tells me that it needs a new dry belt because that one's too worn out. I was hoping, but I was shot down. Now, on this machine here, I need to turn this camera on. Alright, on this tractor here, I gotta fix the ignition switch. As you can see right there, it's all wobbly and loose. On the back side of it down in there, there's two little screws that I have to tighten up so it'll sink into place, and that'll be good. And then I gotta get underneath this, play with the clutch a little bit and see if I can get that to work just a touch better. Other than that, this one's working fine and generally. And then I'm going to take this mower deck over here and I'm going to custom fit it to that tractor. Get all this stuff set up and working. That came off that tractor. I do still have one thing I have to pull off that machine to make it work on here, but we'll get to that. Right now I want to get the starter on this one working if I can. So we're going to set you up here, see if we can't somehow or other do what I need to do. Have to find my way into there. And find my little screw that I have to get onto. I need a light so I can see. One problem doing all this gobbledygook, especially on the smaller tractors anyway, is you can't see a bloody thing. Because everything's so small and compact in. Especially when you start rigging things together. Which is what I did with this thing. Because I got rid of the key switch. And put in all these toggle switches and unfilled things like that. You know, I might need a Phillips head screwdriver, I guess. So we'll go get one of those. There's also a slot for a flathead there, but that one's just a little bit too big, so it's going to argue with me and it's winning right now. And I don't have the patience to mess around with it. But that's all right. No, it's just one of those days, no matter what. So let's try this again. Well, that's not doing me a bit of good. So there's something else going on here. I'm not exactly sure what. So I will pull the ignition switch out and see if I can't figure it out. And that's probably a good reason why it won't start. One of the wires came undone. I have too much junk in my way now. Let me shut off that light. Bring this thing out here. And attempt to figure out Alright, so that one screws in there just fine. Move you guys out of the way a little bit. That one screws in fine. So we'll place you back up here. Get your aim back through that hole. And I'll hook up that power wire in a minute. Once I get this thing set into place. Okay. Oh, you stupid thing. Well, for criminy sake. Okay. There's that. Now I can try to get that screw to cooperate with me. Can't tell if I'm on the stupid thing. Of course, I put the flashlight there. It's going to be right in my way. I love having long hair, but there's some days where it's more a pain in the butt than it's worth. Now I can't tell if that thing's actually screwing in or just sitting there spinning in circles. So I guess I'm going to have to do something really dumb. Move you guys back here a little bit. Now, let's see if I can get back in there. Hit one side. How much of a pain in the ass is going to be to get the other side? Well, I'm just going to go out on a limb here. It'll just be a lot easier if I just take the gas tank out of the way, so I need power pliers. Oh, it's going to be one of those days. Back's already hurting. And I am not even really doing, excuse me, anything yet. Fuel tank's out of the way. And maybe I can get down in there now and get to what I need to get to do what I need to do. It's not the best setup in the world. Oh, back. Oh, my lord. You know, otherwise, if any of the younger generation's actually watching me, which I doubt, is don't do stupid stuff. You know, and if your parental units say, hey, you shouldn't do that because it's going to hurt one day, believe them. Back that off a couple more turns. Get back on bended knee like I'm proposing to the tractor. It's easier than bending over. Kind of. Oh, what the heck? Oh, and this is where all the fun of customizing things comes into play, really. If I would have left the balance alone, left the regular key switch on this thing, I wouldn't be having these problems. I'd be having a bunch of other ones. Oh, I definitely not really take much confidence in my statement I made earlier of don't do this kind of thing, because this is really where all the fun is. If you do it right the first time. You monkey play a bunch of stuff, go through it quick. In a hurry. These are the hassles you end up with. On. All right. That wire's hooked back up. Now, try to get it into place again. All right. Now, I get to both screws. I don't know because I can't see. That's not no way so I can see anyway. All right. Now, where's the other one? All right. Well, let's see if it works. Yep. Good. So that's done. I put the gas tank back in. Get that all hooked back up. And that was all the fun of that, getting my hand to fit down in there to do what I needed. So now we can put the fuel tank back in, pick this thing up. So I'll shut this camera off for that. And yes, I know, not the best thing to do with a gas tank, but it's what I had to work with, so it's what I do. I feed that around there, plug the fuel line back in, put the clamp back on it. Okay. So there's that taken care of. So I will now pause this camera again so I can sit down and give my. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the clutch on this tractor and see if I can adjust it just a little bit and make it work better. Just because But before I do that, I gotta change the battery in this because I forgot and left it on. So it drained the battery. But the good thing is, I have two. If any of you are wondering what this one is, it's just the Asco Brave 4. Nice little action camera, I guess they call it. It's a cheap version of the GoPros. But it works good. As I said, I am slowly upgrading my equipment here, so I can try to make you all better videos. Once I get other things all lined up, you know. Some things are still screwed up and slow, and I'm in front of the camera and rambling aimlessly about stuff that you probably really don't care about. I'm going to continue, just because it's something I enjoy doing. And hopefully you guys will enjoy it at least a little bit. That off my board. Get that off my board. There. There. Okay. Play with the clutch on this thing, hopefully get it to work a little bit better. And then I'll be bringing the other tractor back over to the part on front of it that I have to take it off so I can create my mower deck for this one. I need the front clip, that front bracket the mower deck hooks into, so I can see what we got going on. Flashlight's right there. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oops. All right, what we're trying to figure out here is all this stuff right here. I don't know if that camera's aimed at it or not. I'm hoping. There isn't much I can do for that, because that belt is too long enough. And that rubs on the clutch arm. But that's all right. I need a smaller belt. So for now, I'll just keep running with it until this one doesn't work anymore. And we'll call it good. And that's the system I gotta try to work with. To get the mower deck to go up and down, I'm gonna put two pieces on the back arms here that'll pick it up. And have that front piece off the other tractor on there. And these front arms right here that are moving are the ones I use for my plow, which I have over there. I'll show you that in a second, which is another piece of equipment that I made for this tractor. So yeah, everything seems to be fine and dandy, working the way it's supposed to. I should really run those wires different, and I think I will while I'm right here. That would be the wires from my PTO. If I run them up through there, that'll get them away from belts and pulleys, and I don't know if they're reach. I'll wait on that. So for now, that'll be fine. Okay, so I'm stopping the video here. Well, I thought I was stopping the video there. I don't even know if I recorded what I was just doing. So, yeah, like I said, it's a learning curve. Yeah, I'm definitely staying downstairs tonight because I will not be pleasant company for Cal. Big slot machine. All right, I'm gonna pull this thing out of the way if I can. We'll see if it wants to start and play. And I'll bring the other one back over and see if I can get that front piece off it that I need without too much hassle. Oh yeah, I drained the gas out of it and have the gas line shut off. Usually start better when they can get fuel.